A few moments later.
Stop loss hit on this trade.
Today was a very bad day. It doesn't even make sense.
Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video we are going to talk about our third week in the monk mode, and we are going to cover how I approached the market this week, the decisions I took, the best and the worst decisions that I took in the week, how I messed up on big trades, and how I'm correcting these mistakes in the upcoming weeks. And we are going to review the trades I took in the week, my trade management, the rules, the days I followed my rules, the days I didn't follow my rules, the days I made good decisions, the days I made wrong decisions, and how we are trying to correct those mistakes. Based on the analytics, I can see that 80% of my viewers are not subscribing. Only 20% have subscribed. Please kindly take some few seconds to subscribe for me, and it means a lot to me. Thank you very much for subscribing, and see you in the video. On DXY, we are looking for price to, so let me open the charts. So you want price to come down and like shift, enter this zone and take out this liquidity, fill this imbalance and move up. Okay, so that means we are bearish on EU. Let me check GU. Yes, GU2 has swept the lows, the highs of the Asia section. So ideally I would want it to come here before it sells, but it looks like it's already selling. But I'm interested in Euro USD, so I'm watching these two zones. I want to see it come here, sweep this liquidity, though it has swept this liquidity, so it can start selling, but I'm still expecting it to come a bit higher before it sells. So
2,000 years later.
Almost about to be triggered. Yeah, so let's see what happens. I'll update you.
A few moments later.
So I think we are left out on this trade. Okay, one of our trade was triggered on the funded nest account. I think it's because of the spread, but the other account was not triggered. But look at how price it's not easy. It missed out. See, I was targeting this demand zone, and the way I was complaining that I was not getting any imbalance. That is why, because if you get an imbalance, it helps you, like the trade will always come there, because price move to take liquidity and fill out imbalances in the market. So that was what I was expecting. I wanted price to come here and tag me in, but it missed out by 2 pips. I don't know what happened, but I was recording and it didn't record. So I was telling you that we are up about we're about $200 up. So price almost hit our stop loss at break even, because we moved our stop loss to this high, and this is where it got to, but it has started rejecting. So let's see, maybe it will still go down, or it will hit our break even. If price should come back, this is where it should come and retest and come down. So our price is at break even. When it gets here, it will close one position, or we will close some of the position. We are up $300. That's not bad. That's 0.3% of the account. Well, this is the update on the trade. In 1 minute's time, this candle will close. okay, 41 seconds. So when it closes below this low where I've marked, I will look for another entry around this area and put my stop losses. So all stop losses will come here. Initially I would have broken even if price had triggered my trade, but the trade was not triggered around the entry, so it was triggered a bit lower, so we can't break even. So we put our stop loss on top of this one, then we add another position. I don't know what happened, but the recording stopped. But this is how we closed the day. Price gave exchange of character. We entered around here. We broke structure, so we moved our stop loss to break even. We got another entry from here, from this other block when price started pulling back. We broke structure and price came back, retested the other block again and went to our first TP, our first TP. So I closed most of our positions around this area when we took out the Asia low, and I wanted to hold, but it was late. It was around we were about to close the London section, so we even started the New York session, so I had to close the trade, and because I didn't want any reversal, I didn't want the New York session to go reverse on us. I couldn't record that point, but I have a track record, I have journal everything. So this is after the trade, after entry shot, this is screenshot, this is how we ended the day. We had 0.8% on the account, and on our account tracker, let me go back for you to see. On our account tracker, we had $41 before we closed the day, which is not bad. We had issues with the lot size. Fundedness was telling me 0.5% was 0.63. Meanwhile, it was not even up to 0.2%. So I don't know why I got that glitch. So I thought I was risking 0.5 on the trade, but it was very, very less. It was less than, it wasn't even up to the quarter of the account. That is very bad. So we will work on that. Let's see what happens tomorrow. So today too, we're not tagged in, and price has even hit our TP already. It is, you can see, it missed our entry by a few pips, and it is going in our favor. It's 1 pip away from our TP. 1:3. That's it. I don't know what's wrong with it, but we are going to leave the order still there. So far as it has not shifted below, it has not taken. So far as it has not taken the Asia low, we are still leaving the order zone to see if it will get triggered. We're still following our rules, so it is what it is. Today I didn't wake up early, but I showed up on time. I showed up around 6 something. It's almost time for us to take a trade, but we are still not tagged in. So let's see how it goes. I'll update you. So you can see this is the entry. This was the first entry we were targeting, and price didn't tag us in, so we took our second entry around this area, and it looks like we are in profit already. So we have another trade on this one too. This one I entered by market order because the buy limit was not hit, so I used market order. So this is the updates on the trade. We can see we are about shifting the Asia low, and price has started giving a pullback. So we are waiting to sweep the lows, then we take some profits, we leave the rest to run. But it looks like price wants to pull back. If it pulls back, this will be where it should respect this area, or following our rules. So we are good to go. If we get stopped out, we follow the rules. If we hit TP, we follow our rules. That's what we are now focusing on, to follow our rules. Yes, I would like to take my last TP around this area. That is if price will come there. So we will close 80% of our trade when price hits here, or maybe here, then leave the 20% to run. This is the trade updates. EU is so messing up with me today. I don't know what is wrong with it, and like I don't even understand. Our first entry was missed, so we took our second entry from the 15 minutes time frame. It got triggered, and we're looking for another entry around this area. But see what it did. It came here, it came very close. You can see it came very, very close, and we're not tagged in. It came to break structure. So I'm seeing this place as a liquidity. I'm still leaving the order on, and I've closed some position around this area because we said we'll close some of our positions. So I closed, I think, 50% of the position around this area. I'm leaving the rest to run. I'll close 20% around here, then the last TP will be this area. I'm looking for another entry. I just want to get another entry, but I don't know what EU is trying to do. Whatever happens, we are just watching. We are following our strategy. We are following our plan. So today is a good day. So an update on the trade. We took our first TP around this area when price took out the Asia low. I took my first TP, and I left 50%. Like I said, I left 50% to run to this 4 TP, but it pulled back. It came around this area, so I added more position. I added another 0.5. This is the update on the trade. We are in profit. We are in profit about 1:2. So we are closing some of our positions around that is it. We are up on this account, the funded nest, around $300, and the FTMO was $100, but now it's $80-something. So because of this pullback, we can pull back to this area. Depends. Our trade is at break even, so whatever happens, we are good. Alright, so that's it. So we close the day with 1.29%. Let me take you through what happened. This is the last after trade. Okay, so this is where we closed our final TP.
around this area. This was Monday, this is Tuesday. So Tuesday, when price took out the Asia low, we closed everything on the first trade. We held the second trade through till when we got here it was about 2 something. We're getting to 3 o'clock. Then I saw this pullback, so I closed all the trade on this account, this trade too. So let's check the account tracker for funded nest. We got $653 plus, that is around 1.29%. so plus whatever we had that day, we had 400 and something on Monday. So profits we get on the account is $1,094. So FTMO we got $145 on the account. That is 10,000 accounts, and our balance stands at 10,507. So that is it for FTMO2. We are done for today. See you on Wednesday. Let's see how Wednesday 2 goes.
A few moments later.
Stop loss hit on this trade. We are expecting price to sweep these lows before it goes up.
2,000 years later.
Stop loss hit on this trade.
So that is it. Today was a very bad day. Not as in the losses we took. I don't even care about the money, but the intentions behind why we lost the trade in the first place. It doesn't even make sense. You can see the PNL. I'm very bearish on Euro USD, and this this trade went correctly. It even hit 1:6, but it stopped us out with 2 pips. These trades that I took was very much in profit. This one was around the first one was around $200 profit. You can see the video, like all the trades were in profit. I didn't close, and these were just for scalps. I was just taking scalping, so I should have closed this trade long time when it was in like $200 and something. I didn't close the trade, and it came back to hit my stop loss. I entered again, it hit my stop loss. Which is very bad. Like today I felt so bad because I didn't follow my rules, and let's see what happens tomorrow. We are done for the day. We are down about let me see the percentage, about 0.8 something. That is very bad. That is very bad. Yeah. So now the account is 50,728. I didn't take any trade on the FTM, so that is fine. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Bye. I've entered my first position over here. Stop loss around 1.09882. So I'll explain the trick to you. Let's see how it goes. We are stopped out on this trade.
Yeah, we you see this is not against our rules, so it's not anything but just that I was at the wrong side of the market. The mistake was that I should have waited for the Frankfurt high to be taken. You get it? Yeah. The Asia high was swept already, and we had a change of character. So this change of character was to induce early sellers to enter, and I was one of them. So I get it. I just have to correct it and make it better. So price is in our zone now. This is where we were expecting price to come. And you can see there is this imbalance here. So the higher time frame is the higher time frame supply zone has been mitigated. So what we are waiting for is a change of character. If we get a break below this low, we would look for sells. And also if we get a market shift, we can get a market shift over here. That one to validate our setup. Yes. So if we get a market shift over here, we can sell, put our stop loss above this zone, then target the Asia low. You can see there is this liquidity being swept in the 1 minute. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. So this morning we are down 0.25. Yes, 0.25 or something. Yeah, 100 plus 150, 250, so $268. That is 0.25. So we have another 7.5 to risk. If you are taking 2 trades a day, we have to risk 1%, 0.5. But the first trade we risk 0.25. So if we get another setup, we risk 0.25 to get to recover from our losses. And yeah, that's it. So I will update you. We took only one trade today and it was a loss, and we didn't get any other trade again. Our setup didn't present itself again, so we didn't take any other trade. We lost 0.2% on the account. So for now, so far we are we won 2 and we've lost 2. Just that our wins, we had issues with our lot sizes, but for the funny thing is, for the losses, the lot sizes were correct. So yeah, that's the only problem. But in all, we are a bit up. We have some profits, which we can risk tomorrow. Yeah, so that is it for today. Let's see what happens tomorrow. If we get a trade, we take. If we don't get any trade, we stay out of the market, like as usual. So see you on Friday. Bye. Hello everyone. It's Friday and we are ready for the market. This is what the daily is telling us. We are bullish. Yesterday, due to the news, we took a lot of liquidity. So I'm interested in buys today, but I'm hoping to sell because we've taken a lot of buy side liquidity. We can get lower prices today, all right? But our bias for today is bullish. When we look at the 4 hour is very bullish. I'm seeing this as a point of interest because there is this imbalance here that can be our demand, and price has started pulling back. So on the 15 minutes, okay, so on the 4 hour, I want it to come either retest this or even come and sweep this before we go up. So in the 15 minutes, we can see the price is pulling back. It has gotten to the discount zone, and it's almost in the I'll talk about that later, but it is in the discount zone. So I'm looking for price to come and fill this imbalance and ideally sweep this liquidity and look for change of character. Then we look for higher prices. So on this chart, you can see it's in the OTE levels, so you can get a shift in any area. But since London opened very close to the lows of Asia, I would want it to sweep the Asia lows, sweep the Asia lows and tap in my my POI, give me a change of character. Then we look for higher prices. So that is our analysis for today. Let's see how price plays out in the day. Whatever happens, I will update you.
People who just is a complete feather in the wind. You just succumb to your emotions, and that makes you either a pussy or, as a man, also makes you dangerous. These people, these serial killers and these school shooters and all these things, these are people who just give in on their emotions instantly. These are people with no self-control.
They never had fathers around.
They never had fathers around.
99% of them in America, they're from a single mother kind of type home or some shit, no father around.
And they never had anyone sit and say to them, I don't care how you feel, you're not allowed to act that way.
Yeah.
And that's it. So when they feel a certain way, they think, well, I'm going to act this way.
Yeah.
And that's what's dangerous.
This is also why I became successful in the first place, because I've always been capable of fighting and going through pain and dedicating myself and doing difficult things and having hard things happen to me and being emotionally regulated. So perhaps what's so interesting about it is that even if I want the dark, no matter how deep I dive into it, no matter how much mess I try and get myself in, I'm just going to end up springing back and having more fans and more followers and more people talking about me and more social media.
Bro, it's the emotional regulation that I'm worried about. I'm like, how the hell does this guy do it?
Well,
how do you manage that?
Yeah, for me, it's relatively easy
because it's a new dark again.
It is, but that's part of. I'm looking for the journey. I don't want the comfort. I want the challenge. I'm looking for the journey. So no matter what bad is happening to me, part of me is always going to sit there and detach myself from myself and analyze it from the third person and say, wow, fantastic. This is going to be a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for you to prove yourself to yourself and prove yourself to everybody else and prove yourself to God. Feeling depressed is real.
Yeah.
Depression as a disease, I do not subscribe to. The idea, I believe, that if you feel depressed, something is depressing you, and you should try your best to fix it. You should take control of your life and do your best to fix it. The idea, but they don't say that. They don't talk that. They say depression like it's this magic thing that comes out the sky and it gets in your brain. You're sad no matter what. There's nothing you can do about it, and you need to only take pills. And I think that's a very bad way to look at the world, and that's a bad idea to subscribe to. And if you start to feel depressed, let's say your girl leaves you and you start to feel depressed, but you believe in the idea of depression, you're now going to start diagnosing yourself as clinically depressed, self-hypnosing yourself into hypnotizing yourself into being clinically depressed. And it's amazing how you can speak things into existence. I cannot become depressed because I don't believe in it.
So how about chemical imbalances in the brain?
Bullshit. That's all been disproved anyway.
Really?
It's all been disproved. Firstly, that's all been disproved. And secondly, even if that was true, even if I had a chemical imbalance in my brain, I do not believe in depression. Next time you see a rich guy, go up to him and say, how'd you get rich? I've never heard anyone say university. Ever! I've never heard anyone say it's a lie. It's a scam. When I was 16, I saw the guy in the Ferrari. I was like, I'm going to college, and he isn't. And he ain't going to work. He knows something I don't know. I knew at 16 everything they tell me. But there's still people who think they have 5 years to waste in college. 5 years. I'm 37. Let's conservatively estimate I make for myself, let's say, 5 years ago. Dive into the dark. It's like coiling a spring. The higher you'll bounce back into the light.
This is what's happening right now.
Exactly. And this is also why I became successful in the first place, because I've always been capable of fighting and going through pain and dedicating myself and doing difficult things and having hard things happen to me and being emotionally regulated. So perhaps what's so interesting about it is even if I want the dark, no matter how deep I dive into it, no matter how much mess I try and get myself in, I'm just going to end up springing back and having more fans and more followers and more people talking about me and more social media.
Bro,
you can't make excuses ever. Yeah. There's never an excuse. And you're right. People try and put things on the outwards on the outside. It's interesting. I remember watching Forrest Gump about
5 years ago. I was on a plane. I can't remember where I was flying. And the beginning of Forrest Gump has a scene in it, which I don't think many people actually have ever analyzed or anticipated or understood what the scene means. But when he's sitting on the bench at the beginning, think about Forrest Gump. He's sitting on the bench at the beginning, and there's a feather blowing.
Yeah.
And then it lands on him, and the movie begins.
Yeah.
What they're saying with that is Forrest is.
So this is the last trade we took for the day. We've taken 3 trades so far. We won 2, we lost 1. So we are still in profits though. This is what price did. It came. This is where I was expecting to enter, and it came there. But when price got there, it was almost time for me to close my trades, because you see it was 6:50 and I closed my trades around 5 o'clock, so it wasn't needed for me to take this trade. That's why I couldn't take this trade, but this falls perfectly in our plan that we could have taken it. All the same, we are up for the week. We made some small mistakes that caused us, but we are up. We will reassess in the weekends and know real mistakes, the mistakes we did, and correct them next week. Alright, I'm buying a prop firm today, so from next week we'll be trading a prop firm. Yeah, so I'll send a link. I'll add the link in the description. If you want to buy a prop firm, you can buy a prop firm from them. Their prop firm is very affordable, and they pay out, like I've seen their payouts. Understand? So I can recommend to you to buy such prop firms. You understand? But so I'll add a link there, and my promo code is Toronto_FX. You can use Toronto_FX to get 30% on there. And on any account you buy, you can buy from 2.5k to 100k. Use the same code. Yeah, you can buy 1 phase, 2 phase. You can buy a funded, like a pro account. That one you just buy, you start trading. You understand? Use the same code, and let me know. When you can DM me on Instagram or Telegram. I have my links in the description. You can DM me and I'll take you through the processes I use when trading prop firms. Alright, so thank you very much for staying with me. We'll meet on Sunday. I have another video on Sunday for you guys. How the week played out, how we were very correct in our weekly analysis. So I will do a video on that. So see you on Sunday. Bye bye.